What's up, people? It is bright and early today and we're getting ready to start digging out a pond here on my property. I already started it the other day, filled it with water just to see if it was level across, which it was. Unfortunately, it didn't hold water, so we're going back in. We're gonna dig it deeper now. I'll probably end up having to put a pond liner later down the road, but in the meantime, we have the county dumping dirt for us for free, so you can't beat that. So far, they've dumped 4 loads for us. We still have 1 more on the way, and I'm not sure if they're gonna dump any more today or not, but I'm very, very grateful that I have at least these 4 mounds right here. You see Dad back behind me. He took a turn on the tractor now. I did dig out most of the pond. He's going back in right now and just pulling out all the mud. As you saw a little bit earlier, if I showed you the clip, if not, I'll show you now. I kept getting stuck in there because there was a little bit of water left in the pond. So we may have to bring a vehicle out here to pull us out if we do end up getting completely stuck. But for now, it seems like Dad knows what he's doing. He's going in there, pulling off all that top mud, and then I'll jump back on and start clearing out all this dirt over here, smoothing everything out, and getting this place freaking awesome. Not a lot of water left, but he's getting that and just pushing it back that way, sloping it up so that the dogs can come in here and not have any issues getting in and out. But this pond here is probably 20 feet wide by 20 foot, so almost a 20-foot diameter, and probably about 2 feet deep at the deepest. We're gonna go back in and dig it out just a little bit more and kind of slope it up like Dad's doing right now. But yeah, it took me about 2 hours to dig this out the other day, and I wanted it up here in the front next to these 2 trees. These are those hackberry trees. I wanted it so they would grow right over the top of the pond, and then I'll have my privacy fence going across over here. I still need to figure out when they're gonna come pick up all this over here, these trimmings and stuff, but for now, we're focused on getting this pond done and start spreading out all this dirt over here. right, so unfortunately, we're done today with the tractor. Some of the bolts ended up coming out. They were loose and they fell out. So I tried to run to town and get some more. They didn't have any, so we're gonna have to order some online. So it's gonna put us behind a little bit, but the county did come out and dump a final load, which I think I had on recording for you guys. And we talked to the commissioner, and he's gonna come back out, I think tomorrow, and dump about 5 or 6 more loads. But so far we have 6 loads of dirt over here, which y'all saw me starting to spread out. It is what it is. I'm gonna try to make the best of this day and try to figure out something else I can get done without the tractor. But you can see I got about half of these pushed down. What I was doing was trying to fill in this section over here. This is one of the lower spots. That's the lowest spot. That's why I dug that pond there. And then we'll come in, just smooth everything out, start pushing some of the dirt back, and then possibly have the county dump some dirt back there near the pond area, and we can smooth it out as well. But once again, here's the pond. Still need to come in, dig it out a little bit deeper here. I'll let this water dry up for about a day or so, and then we'll come back out here and try to finish that off. But I wanted to show you guys something I thought was strange. A couple of weeks ago, I planted some willow cuttings here on the east side of my property, and when I came out today, there were some that were missing. I'm not sure if somebody came and took them, or if maybe an animal or something came and dug them up, but it's kind of weird that they would take some of my willow cuttings. Now, this isn't fenced off, so people, if they really wanted to, they could come back here. But there was one right here that's missing. This one's still here. That one's missing. This one's still here. That one's missing, still here. That one's missing, still here. And then another one's missing. So it's kind of weird. I don't understand how they could just disappear. I don't know any loose dogs or any kind of animals that would come out here and try to just pull a stick up out of the ground. It's not like that a lot of leaves or anything on them, but I don't know, it's just a kind of a head scratcher. I've been out here the past couple of days just doing stuff, and came out to water these plants and noticed that they were gone. So I don't know. If y'all have any ideas, comment down below. Maybe it was a pig or something. I have no idea, but it doesn't look like anything was like dug up or anything. It looks like they were just completely pulled out of the ground. So I think what I'll do is I'll go check on the other cuttings that I have on the west side of the pond that I think I put about, I don't know, 60 of them or so. I may show that footage of doing that as well, but yeah, I just don't get it. It's kind of weird. All right, so now we're in the back west side of the property, and all the trees are still here. It does look like the ground is still a little bit damp around each one, but I am gonna go back in and water them. These are the ones that I planted in that did not have roots already growing on them, so I need to keep the ground nice and wet so that they'll start to root off. But you can see right here, all the way down the west side, I need to add a couple more around that little berm over there, but basically just have them running all the way back down and all the way out towards the road. So yeah, I don't know, it's been a strange day, like I said, with those things missing and then the bolts coming out of the tractor. It's just one of those days where you just got to make the best of it, and that's what I plan on doing. I need to start putting up some willow cuttings that I had inside my parents' workroom. We had to put them in there when it froze over. I had some cuttings and some water, and I didn't want them to mess up, so put them in the garage. I need to take them out, and then I have about, I don't know, maybe 30 of them that I need to start potting up and let them grow up. Once they get established in the pot, I'll transplant them out on the south side of the pond, and then I'll go ahead and replace the ones that are missing over here on the east side of my property. So anyways, we'll go do that real quick and see what else we can get into. All right, so now we're back in the front yard. I have some of these willow cuttings that I put inside water. I had it in there for a couple of weeks. You can see it's starting to root out pretty good. Some better than others, but what I'm gonna do is go ahead and pot them up. I got some topsoil from Lowe's. Got these half-gallon pots. I got about 30 of these I need to pot up, and what I'll do is I'll go and cut some more fresh cuttings like this and stick them in water. That way I have plenty in case some of them don't grow. I can always replace them. So anyways, there's the last look. Let's pot these bad boys up. All right, so I got these little pots on Amazon. They're very, very cheap. I think it was 100 of them for like 20 bucks. They're very flimsy, but they'll do the job. I'm just gonna do it like that. You see all the new growth up top. Fill them all up with dirt, water them, they'll be ready to go. Gotta do this process about 30 times. I got my film crew today. The old Rillin', Grillin', and Chillin', aka Matt Crocker. All right, so we have everything potted up now. Just a quick run through. Other than those right there, that's my citrus stuff. I'm gonna leave that in the water. But we have some firecracker plants along the back over here. This one's a firecracker plant as well. This is what we call a hummingbird bush. It's starting to put off some leaves, so I have 6 of those potted up. These right here are mimosa trees. I'm not sure if they're gonna work or not. I got these on Amazon, the little clippings. I've had them in water for a while. They haven't rooted yet, but they are starting to spread out little green stuff at the top, so those should be okay. Then I have about 30 of these over here. These are the little willow cuttings. I'm fairly confident most of those will grow. And then here are those red tip photinias that I had. I went ahead and potted them up. Some look better than others, but I think the majority of them are gonna do okay. They made it through the freeze. And then over here I have some salt cedars that I'm keeping in water for a while. These have been in here for almost a month now. They are starting to root out. And then I have, these are the mimosa trees over here. So I've never put these in water and tried to grow them, so I'm gonna do that. There are some little green leaves that are coming out right there, so that's a good sign. So I'm just gonna keep those in water and just hope for the best. But yeah, definitely getting it all together. Just figured I'd try to grow as much as possible. We do live off a highway. People like to buy stuff on the side of the highway, so maybe in springtime when we have a whole bunch of stuff that's grown, we can take it up there and sell them, make a little bit of extra cash on the side. All right, so now we're down towards my granny's property. We're gonna go cut some more willows. There is a huge section over here, a big open area. There's an empty pond back on the other side of the truck. There's a lot of willows over there that I'm gonna go ahead and cut. Probably, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 inches long, maybe about, I don't know, maybe about as thick as my thumb or so, and then put those in water for a couple of weeks and let those root out. But in the meantime, you can see what I added on to the truck here. I added in some light bars up here in the front. Got the brush guard nice and secure. Hooked on my side bars over here, little side steps, which makes it a lot easier for me to get in. I have a prosthetic leg, so it's a little harder for me to get up in the vehicle, so those things were very useful. Added in some stickers to the side as well, South Texas Roots. I have another one coming over here where the FX4 off-road sticker is. I may take that off. I have a black YouTube sticker that I'm thinking about putting right here as well, which will come in within a week or so, one for each side of the truck. I do have my roll bar finally installed with the lights up top. It's a 50-inch light bar. This thing is super bright at night, a little too bright for most people, so I won't be able to use any of the light bars or anything unless I'm going fishing or out at the ranch and stuff. But from the front view, let me walk this way. I decided to put you guys on my chest mount. But from the front, it kind of looks like a game warden vehicle or like a police officer that drives a truck. So you got all the lights and stuff there. I went and looked at some rims. I'm gonna be replacing these with some black off-roading rims here soon. Probably keep the tires. The tires still have a lot of good tread on them. So just go ahead and use those until the tread's gone. And then, uh-oh, seeing something here. What? Found that in my tire. It looks like a little clamp for something, but that's fine. It's just a piece of plastic. But once again, I'm gonna change out the rims and stuff. And then in the back over here, if I swing you guys around, got my South Texas Root sticker up here. I need to add some lights to the back, so if I'm trying to reverse at night, I can see in the back as well. And then let me move this up here. Got my microphones that I had to take off because the battery died. I have a mod kit for my GoPro coming in to replace that. Got my clippers. Ugh. And then I got a little tow hook down here, so if we get stuck, we can just pull ourselves out. But comment down below, let me know what you guys think of the truck so far. I have a 2.5-inch leveling kit. The Ford Ranger does kind of sit at an angle, so I have that. We need to put that on. It'll raise the front up 2.5 inches to make it even across. And then I think the exterior might be done. So comment down below, let me know what you guys think of that. Got my cutters. We're gonna go ahead and jump my granny's fence. It's totally fine. She doesn't mind. Ugh. So I figured I'd take you guys along this time and show you what all I have to do to get in here. So I could jump a barbed wire fence. There are some cows in here that are my uncle's cows. Ugh. They're not gonna mess with me though, but so I got to keep all the gates and stuff locked around here. Ugh. All right, so now that we made it, gonna come check this area out. This pond was dug out to add dirt to where the gas station is that we sold. It's a Stripes, which is back that way. They came in here and dug out a 2-acre pond to use the soil over there. So that's why this big pond is over here, even though it's empty right now. We haven't had a lot of rain recently, so it's going to take quite a bit to fill this up. But as I come down in here, ooh, you can see one of the cows right there. Another cow sitting up there laying down. And it looks like the pond only has water over here, which is starting, ooh, almost fell. Which the water's starting to go down quickly. But this is where I cut all my willow limbs from. The leaves are starting to die off a little bit. We did have that freeze, so it did knock the leaves back just a little bit, but they are still good. So what I'm gonna do is come in here and find some of these over here that I can get into. They're kind of straight. I'll cut them, pull them off, and then we'll cut them down to size. I do have to watch out for snakes and stuff over here as well. Hopefully these cutters will cut. I don't know what happened to my good cutters. Oh yeah, that cut a lot easier than I thought. I'll say that now. There we go. And then it'll springtime, it'll start growing up from right where I cut it off, so I'm not worried about cutting all these willow limbs off. She's got a lot of them around here, that's for sure. All right, so let's drag some of these back. All right, so there's one limb. Hopefully this footage comes out decent. I haven't used my chest mount in a while. So there's 3 limbs right there. I could probably get several cuttings out of just those, but I'm gonna cut a few more down. Let's see. I might need to make my way up and around. But this is a big pond over here when this thing gets full, that's for sure. This is the overflow from the pond over there behind where my property is. So it'll flow from my place all the way over here, fill this pond up, and then it'll flow out of the town of Riviera. All right, so let's see if we can find a good one here. Like I said, I gotta be careful. There are snakes and all sorts of stuff out here, so I am taking precautions. I don't think I want this one, but this one back here, I may try to cut if I can get it cut with this. There we go. Like I said, these cutters aren't the best. All right. It's hard to get up and down here with 1 horsepower. I only got 1 leg. All right, so. All right, so I got 4 of these limbs cut. Now it's time to cut them down into little sections, like I said, probably about 6 to 8 inches. I really need to find my other cutters. I'm not going to show you everything that I'm cutting, but you guys get an idea of what I'm doing here. All right, so this is the size that I'm looking for, something like that. I'll cut this long branch off, cut off all the little tiny limbs off of it, or pull them off like that. Then I'll have a whole bunch of them like this. I'm probably gonna do, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 of these. So we'll check back in here in a second. All right, so out of those 4 or 5 branches that I cut, I was able to get 40 of these clippings. Some are a little thicker than others, but they're all nice and green. I'm gonna go ahead and stick these in water for a few weeks and let them start rooting out, and then we'll pot these up as well. But once again, those 4 or 5 branches I cut them into, this is probably one of the bigger ones, almost a foot, and then the rest of them are about, I don't know, 8 inches or so, and maybe 1 inch in diameter at the thickest. So these all should start growing out real nicely, so we'll get back to the house and put them in water. All right, so we're back at the house now. I got all the clippings inside water. Comment down below if you think all this stuff's actually going to make it, or you think it's going to freeze over before springtime. Keep in mind, it doesn't get that cold down here very often, and when it does, it doesn't stick around very long. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was all over the place, got a lot of stuff done. We'll be doing more tractor work. We have the county dumping more dirt here soon, so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace.